speaker is Ms. Robin Lee, DTM, who haunts the clubs of the South Sound. Tonight she regales us with a speech entitled Things That Go Thump in the Night.
Thank you, Mr. Creep Master. Have you ever gone on a walk in the night? I happen to love walking in the night. And so one of those times I was walking with my boyfriend on this mile-long driveway with beautiful trees, which, of course, at night are kind of like what you see in my background. And so we're walking along. It's a beautiful, calm, starry night. And all of a sudden, crash, pump, 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 pump. Now, when you're in the dark and you hear this in cougar territory, in bear territory, it's like, oh my God, what's going on? So with this, all of a sudden, we are on high alert. And all of a sudden, out of the bushes comes a goat. Yes, I said a goat. The goat had jumped over the fence. And then here comes another goat jumped over the fence. Now, my friends who live on this property, we knew were away because one of them had just gotten in a car accident, so they were up at the Seattle hospital. So we thought, oh, nobody is here to take care of these goats. So we decide we have to catch the goats. And we get one on a leash. And my boyfriend has this brilliant idea. He will go and get a rope from his house just down the street. So I'm holding on to the goat, and he goes walking off. And not more than 5 minutes later, the goat wrestles itself from my rope and is free. Like, oh my God, now what am I going to do? So in the middle of the night, it's still pitch black, except for a few stars in the sky. And I have to figure out how to wrangle these goats. And I think, okay, he's going to come soon. And he doesn't come. And he doesn't come. He doesn't come. So it's up to me to figure out how to get these goats. In the middle of the night. Now, I don't know how many of you would be willing to do this because under normal circumstances, I would never do this. But I'm corralling the goats and I have to corral them into whatever I have going. So I wind up getting one by the collar. And I'm like hanging on for dear life, and he's running, and I'm running, and I have to go as he's going, right? So finally, when my boyfriend gets back, I'm like halfway down the driveway. And as we get closer to the house, there's 3 more goats. The pygmy goats are standing around on the porch of the house. So we wind up corralling all of the goats into the greenhouse, which we're able to lock the door on. And the reason that as part of my, how do I do this thing? This is part of an evolutionary speech because when I have my choice, when I have my choice, I have this beautiful rolling hills. And a friend of mine just texted me today and she says, beware what you ask for. Because every time she sees, every time she sees my background, and how come I can't see my background?
Because you turned off your video.
Well, I'm trying to turn on my video and it keeps giving me some kind of an error.
You should be
So
okay.
she sees, every time she sees this background, then she says, beware what you ask for, because she sees goats all over. And so I have to learn how to corral those goats. So that's part of my challenge, my fear. If we get goats on our 10 acres, how do we make sure that we can corral them? How do we make sure that they love where they live so much that they don't go somewhere eating somebody's roses so that my goats love where they are and nobody else has an issue with them? Because goats always have a place in our fabulous place on earth. And with that, I give it back to the scare master, because what used to be scary is no longer scary.
Game over.